Pro boxing fans here with the ever shy, ever retiring, ever reserved manager and trainer of AY Anthony Yard, Mr. Tunde Ajayi. We're down here at Canning Town, the Peacock, the famous Peacock Gym. First of all, Tunde, how you keeping? How's things?
Dream it, believe it, become it. You know, that's what it is. Everything's good, Mark. The journey continues. So we're here, we're happy. That's the main thing.
It is a roasting day here in London. What's the weather going to be like in Russia in August?
Do you know what? I only know Russia from the Rocky movies. I have my friends, I got a lot of friends in Russia, and a lot of Russian guys that are in London that I grew up with are my friends. But, you know, it's funny, this is what I was saying about perception. You know, you see something with your eyes and you believe that's what it is, when there's always a different side. So I'm not too sure whether the weather's going to be cold, or we do know it's not cold in London. So I don't know if it's the same. Do they have seasons? I don't know. Someone's going to have to educate me on that.
I just want to start paying a little bit of respect and just get your thoughts. Obviously, we had the harrowing news over the weekend that Maxim Dadyshev passed away after the injuries he sustained in his fight with Mateus out in the States. Yeah, just some terrible news in the sort of the bad part of our sport.
Yes, well, you know, life, boxing is no different. It's polarity. You know, there is always a side which we choose not to look at, but is ever present. And my heart goes out to the young man and to his family and friends. And it's another indication of why this sport is a sport that changes a lot of lives in a positive way, which is the way, but, you know, in one night, you know, it can change a lot of lives in a negative way for people. But I wish his family all the best, and I hope they deal with this situation. I hope they get a lot of support from friends, family, and the boxing community. So my heart goes out. Rest in paradise.
Well said. You just touched on something there I was going to ask. Every time there's sort of an incident like this in boxing, you get some corners of the media and the public coming out saying boxing should potentially be banned, it's dangerous. But there are a lot of positive things that come out of boxing. Well, it can really change people's lives. What's your sort of reaction to people saying boxing, you know, is something that we should take off the map?
Well, it's like I say, and, you know, it's the way you look at things. Because there is always two sides. You're always going to have people that, you know, when incidents like this occur, they're ready to hold on to and harp on to the negative side, you know. But I always tell people, never focus on negative people. Never focus on people that don't understand, that don't have a full perception of what's going on. Do you know the countless lives boxing has changed? Do you know how many young men boxing has taken out of adverse situations and put them and their families in positive situations? Numerous. Probably too many to count. And so, just like any negativity or anything negative, it will blow over. It will blow over quickly, because there are a huge amount of people that love the sport of boxing and know exactly what it does for them and what it has done for them, for their families. So I don't focus on negativity. You only need to look on my Instagram page. And anyone who comes with those negative people can't put nothing on my page. You guys just block them. that's it. Blockage. Don't talk about the negative side and talk about boxing. That's why I've never spoken about boxing in a bad light. It's a sport I love. It's a sport that's given me an opportunity to be a role model for many people. My friend who I grew up with brought his son today to watch Anthony speak to me, and this is what we should focus on.
I won't dwell on it, but the last thing I want to say on it, when we have a sort of death in the boxing community, it really, to me, brings into focus that the sport is dangerous enough without artificially enhancing your performance. And Eddie Hearn, I think, said the other day that drugs in our sport is rife. How do we eradicate this problem?
Drugs are, it's not eradication. It's always going to be there. It's just the nature of the beast. In a recession, there's people who make millions. And there's people who lose a lot of money. Wherever money is concerned, you're always going to have people who try to take the shortcut. People that try to gain an edge and use someone else as a platform to make themselves better. I don't talk about drugs because I come from an area and an environment where drugs has damaged a lot of people that I know and a lot of families. And Eddie's right. Drugs seem to be a growing problem in the sport of boxing. But guess what? It's a growing problem in the sport of cycling. It's a growing problem in the sport of athletics. It's there. What we have to focus on is how we can continue to lessen the problem with random drug tests, just turning up to people's houses, homes, on their toilet and test them. Anywhere. No, you're not getting no notification. And if we find that you're taking drugs, then, the relevant punishment should be administered. And I say that because I'm not going to say we should ban them straight away because, again, my good friend Dylan had a case years back where he unknowingly got an over-the-counter substance and he was banned for 3 years. That's wrong. You understand? But he built himself up. He always saw the positive. But if people are specifically using drugs, enhancement drugs, to cheat, then once they're found, you have to deal with the punishment.
You're a man who likes to stay positive and you don't like to look at the negative side of things, and I fully appreciate it. I don't want to turn this into another interview where we're going, oh, he's going over to Russia, how is he going to cope with this, how is he going to step up? But I do want to ask about VADA. Can you tell me what the situation is in terms of Kovalev's VADA agreement? Because I understand to begin with he didn't sign, then he had signed, and now are you happy with where the situation is?
Yes. Well, originally there was, Margaret Goodman told us that they hadn't signed, enrolled, which was a big sticking point because we needed that done. We're going to another country and it's a world title fight. And we just want an even playing field. So this time round, in this contract, it was the first thing that had to be done, and both fighters enrolled in it. I think VADA tweeted that Mr. Kovalev and Mr. Yarde have successfully enrolled in VADA. Actually, Anthony's already been tested by VADA already. So I'm sure they've tested Mr. Kovalev as well. So it's good. Again, I'm not going to harper on that thing. It's done. Both fighters are enrolled, and August 24th, Lions in the camp.
We heard rumours about the World Boxing Super Series at light heavyweight. We heard about step-aside money for Canelo. Was all this hearsay? Was there any substance to any of it?
The Canelo thing was real. Frank phoned me when Tyson Fury fought and said that it's an option, but, listen, at the end of the day, the buck stops with us. So I chose to stay silent on the whole matter because, as far as I was concerned, the contract was signed. If you want to fight that fight, then we know it's step-aside money with the guarantee of fighting the winner. But I always knew in the back of my mind, I was like, nah. Canelo is the face of boxing, as he calls himself. That's about to change. Let me just add. The face of boxing is AY, and the TA. I'm in there as well. Don't think I'm not putting myself here, because I am. the faces of boxing. Let's say that. But Canelo is the man, great champion, and he calls the shots. But I know, just because of being around Floyd for so long, that you need any fight Canelo is involved in, it needs a build-up. And I knew that by the time the rumors come out, there just was never going to be enough time to promote that fight, even though it's a big fight. And so I sat back quietly confident, knowing that AY. And you know, it's so funny, they left it to the last minute main events to announce the fight. They waited to Golden Boy made the announcement that Canelo wouldn't fight on his traditional September month. And then literally the next day, I think it was the next day, RCC put out their social media posts of YARDE-KOVALEV, and I think main event's done it after that. So that's done. The fight's on.
As I was saying to you off camera, last time we met, we had an interview which I think, to safe to say, set the cat among the pigeons. I guess it went viral. We had lots of different fighters chiming in. Anthony Yarde has a better skill set than Andre Ward.
Yes.
A lot of backlash. As you reflect on some of the comments that came in, how do you sort of reflect on what went down?
It's good. It's what boxing is made of. I love it. I ain't lying. I'm just not lying. I'm allowed to have an opinion. It's my opinion. I said it. We ain't here discussing Andre Ward fights. We're not. Carl Froch said it for years. You're boring. and you know, Andre's been a great servant to the sport. And he said it. He said he's proved all he needed to prove. And again, respect the brother for that. But I'm just seeing it from my perception. Everything is perception. Andre don't have no special effects. He don't. How many pay-per-view fights did Andre have? There you go. He ain't got the special effects. AY is about to do something at the beginning of his career what took you your whole career to do. And that doesn't diminish or take away the achievements Andre Ward accomplished in his career. You can't. The man is incredible. Retired undefeated without a scratch on his face. We're going to do the same thing. And so the only thing what rubbed me up the wrong way is that when he was first asked about YARDE-KOVALEV, he said he don't really know Yarde. He ain't seen nothing Yarde. Within a week, he said Kovalev is going to do Yarde. So I'm like, bro, you taking man for an idiot. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not supposed to talk like that. I'm like, bro. I'm like, hold on. So what you're telling me is that you went home and you done your analysis in 1 week of Anthony Yarde. No, you just got upset because I said we got a better skill set than you. So that's why I'm like, brother, you talk to me in a way, I'm talking to you in a way. And it's all excitement. I think Andre knows that, you know, my good friend was in Dubai with his man, Jay Prince. Jay Prince, he done a dub plate. Sorry. He done a shout out to Anthony Yarde. He said, handle your business. And Jay Prince is Andre Ward's main guy. You know, looked after him since he was a young boy. So it's all family here. It's just excitement. Nobody can say Tunde Ajayi hasn't built this fight. Because RCC haven't. I've built the fight. I'm the promoter. I keep telling people I've promoted this thing well. So kudos to my brother Andre. No bad feelings. And you'll see on August the 24th why I said AY. Anthony Yarde. Don't say I said Yarde because he won't like that. But yeah, turn up sharp, blow up, lions in the camp.
Last thing I'll say on Andre Ward. He did say, good luck if you are able to take down Kovalev without sparring.
Cancel. There's no if. It's what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. Just because you done it your way, it doesn't mean that every other way is the wrong way. I created a system. You never, Mr. Ward. You didn't create nothing. You just turn up to the gym every day and you mastered your craft. You never created nothing. That's why you can't see what I can see. I'm older than you, Andre. Listen to the teacher, the master teacher, the very observant one, the one who is bringing something to the sport other than just being a good fighter. I said Anthony Yarde's best sparring partner is me. And I said we are going to dethrone a great fighter without sparring. Whatever you think about it is your business. But I'm telling you what it is. 18-0, 17 KOs. Everybody's touched the floor. More excitement in our fights than any of your fights. This is good, isn't it? I know this is going to get Andre mad. And it is what it is, but nah, on a real, talking's over. I love Andre Ward, great guy, respectful man, never disrespects his opponents, and that's part of his greatness. I like a bit of trash talk, but we're here now. He did say we're going to have to prove, we're going to have to back up the talk. And it's another thing, I'm like, just because you don't talk and others talk, what does that actually mean? Does that mean that we're being bad or I'm being bad? No, I get what you're saying. You put yourself on the line. But guess what? No greatness, I mean really great, was ever achieved without being confident, overconfident in yourself, and having a belief which was unshakable. And I've done that for 20 years. I told people that I bought something, I developed something in the mind of this man here in a little flat in Peckham. Every day, consistently, 21 hours every single day, study, over 20 years. And I've never slowed down, and I ain't gonna slow down now. So it's just the belief that I have, and I ain't doing too bad because Anthony only had 12 amateur fights. He's only been a pro 4 years. And we're about to dethrone. Ring has him at number 2. Boxing News has him at number 1. We're going to create history. And at the embryonic stage of Anthony Yarde's career. And Tunde Ajayi's career, because I'm going to be here for a long time as well.
In AY, we've got prospects, unbeaten prospects, don't go to Russia. They don't fight modern greats in, what is it, his 18th fight, is it?
18th fight,
18th fight, yeah. They don't go to Russia to take on modern greats. Let's just have a quick word on how much credit does Anthony Yarde deserve? Because there's been a lot of talk about whether this is the right time, is this the right moment to step up? But how much credit does he deserve? And how much cojones does he have to say, do you know what, I'm going to go into Russia, I'm going to go to this modern great's backyard, and I'm going to take the title off him?
Anthony's special. I said it from the very start. Tunde Ajayi didn't just wake up last month or this month and started talking certain talk. I said this from the beginning. I said he's special, and because he's done it, no, because we've done it in this manner, the doubters, they're going to have to look for a new excuse, 25th, but it really doesn't matter who's giving him the credit from the outside. Anthony's going to be happy with himself, and he knows I'm going to be over the moon. And I honestly believe that if Anthony knows and he gets my approval, or he feels my approval, that's all he needs. Because you got to remember, the two of us have had to block out that negativity from the very beginning. Because we set out to achieve greatness. And this is stage 1.
The fight we briefly touched on it earlier was originally scheduled for June 29th, now August 24th. Yes. Have you managed that change in date in terms of the training? Because obviously I guess you've had to tailor him down and then bring him back up again.
No. That's That's boxing talk. Tailor him down and bring him back up again. You know, keep him sharp. Don't you got to give him no, man.
He must have needed a rest. Okay, so you correct me if I'm wrong. It's all about peaking on fight night.
You said that. That's what they say. I don't talk like that. This is what I'm trying to say. I just don't talk like that. I don't talk like that. You revise and then you take the exam. There ain't no peaking, nothing. You've either studied well or you haven't. And so, yes, you're right. Since we've been in the gym 3 days after our last contest, we've been in the gym since the 11th of March. I was like, and let's just take a few days off, man. You know, so I went to Malta for 3 days, and he went to Vegas for 5 days, and he came back first day, you know, and me and him was sparring. First day, like no change, but it was great because, you know, the way the brain works, when you rest it, it's craving to get back to what it habitually does, and that was good for us. But other than that, it's back to normal, same routine, same methodology, and yeah.
I'm really interested about these sparring sessions because, as you said, you don't like to do things conventionally. So it just and sparring.
You should have seen Ajayi, Coach Ajayi, and Anthony sparring yesterday. God Almighty.
So you do bring in sparring partners?
The coach, the team, with ourselves. You know.
What's Ajayi? But he must be what, 20 stone?
At least, and not no 20 stone of rubble, 20 stones of solid Nigerian gorilla back muscle and power. And Anthony loves sparring with him. Me, I'm kind of like, oh no, I don't want Ajayi to get broke up. I don't want Ajayi to get beaten up. You know, Ajayi's my man. Ajayi's the #1 soldier. But yeah, they have some vicious. Because you see, the thing about our camp, everybody's a winner. Everybody has that competitive mind. You can't beat me. And that's what I purposely built that when I was choosing individuals to be in this team of Stamina for Soul. Ajayi, you see it, when I watch him and Bilal on the pads, I'm looking at myself. You know, when I watch Anthony and Ajayi on the pads, I'm looking at myself. And that's the great thing about us.
Okay, I think that covers everything yard-wise. Last word, Dillian Whyte with a decent win over Rivas over the weekend. What did you make of it? What next for Dillian? Do you think he's finally going to get that shot? I know he's mandatory, but that doesn't always mean he's going to get that shot, does it?
Wasn't he mandatory before?
He's #1. But this fight, by beating Rivas, he becomes the interim WBC title holder and now mandatory to Deontay Wilder. So he's been at #1 for over 600 days without being mandatory. Chaos.
So what was the point for the #1 ranking?
Good question.
I don't get this. Someone needs to explain this to me because you're #1. So that means you're mandatory.
Not until they call them mandatory.
So who made the ranking system?
WBC in this case.
so then why would he be #1 and not mandatory, and then #1 and mandatory? It doesn't make no sense to me. And regardless of that, I don't want to get into that conversation, but it is very strange. But I just think it is what I said to Dylan. If you keep winning, they can't deny you. And he's done over and above what a man needs to get a shot at the world title. It's like I always say, everything is timing. And it seems as though the time is now for Dylan. So congratulations to Dylan. I'm so happy for him. He's a boy from my area, from the ends. I remember when he came here with a friend of mine when he was still, I don't think he even had an amateur fight yet. Dylan can fight. So when you're in the ring with Dylan, you know it's the swingers, because as we saw, he can box. You know, his boxing skill set is getting better and better each fight, but he's got the fundamentals. And this is what I'm saying about boxing. When all's said and done, it's a fight. And sometimes the IQ is not needed. It's who's got the most nuts and guts. And Dillian is someone who's got both of those stuff.
Very last word, Bilal Ali, your 2-0 prospect at the moment. Can you just look down the camera for us and tell us why we need to watch out for this kid? Why is he going to reach the heights that I know that you believe he can reach?
One word, attitude. It's not what looks good for a period of time. It's the attitude of an individual. Attitude should be taught in schools. Because a person's attitude is going to determine how far they get in life and how far they ultimately get in the sport of boxing. And I believe Bilal Ali has the correct attitude because he's under a system which he's lapping up every single day. So again, words don't always get you to the destination, but I feel that I can talk about it the same way I spoke about Anthony getting to where he is now. Bilal's got the right attitude, so I'm really looking for. I'm so excited for Bilal, young Bilal, because you know Bilal was with me when he was 12 years old. Went away, became a young man, and done what young people do. But he settled down, come back 19, 3 years ago, and said, I want to do this properly. And he knows if you come to me, there's no half stepping. This ain't no part-time job. And I'm watching them. I watch them. I come and watch them at least 3 times a week. And I see it. I see the look in his eyes. I know what I'm looking at.
TUNDE Ajayi, thanks for your time as usual. Thanks for speaking to pro boxing fans. Best of luck come August 24th.